Howdy, howdy, and welcome back to Gale FFTCG. I'm Serah, your host, and today it's spoiler time! So, the card that we have for you today is 1 CP, a monster, with a pretty bonkers effect. I'd like to introduce you to Quadav. I'm probably mispronouncing that. 1 CP monster. It's multiplayable, if that's relevant. It is a category Mobius and category 11, meaning it's searchable off of Star Sybil, which is already a great start for any card. When Quadav enters the field, your opponent selects one forward of cost 2 or less that they control. They put it into the break zone. And you can pay 2 water and 3 of any other CP and tap to put Quadav into the break zone. Choose one forward opponent controls. Your opponent puts it at the top or bottom of its owner's library. So, basically, this card is a really strong counter to most of the faster decks in this format. Costing 1 CP is obviously very much on curve. You can even just play this at a later point to get a little bit of advantage or pull ahead in maybe a Palamporum match where your opponent is playing 2 costs quite frequently. Really good counter. And in the late game, you can also put a card on the top or bottom, and that is really good for just having that as an option. With so little monster removal is really hard to... Basically, it's very hard to kind of warrant popping this when your opponent might also be playing, I don't know, some other different monster that's really strong, like something like Tross. The other cool thing that you can do with this card is it's searchable and playable off of a realm, where you can search up to 1 monster of cost 1 and up to 1 monster of cost 2 and play them on the field. This card basically gives realm a way of removing things, especially if the game, in the early stages of the game. At the end of each of your turns, you can choose a forward opponent controls, and if you control 5 or more monsters, you return it to its owner's hand with Realm, and that means that Quadav kind of not only forces your opponent to remove something, it has longer implications with Realm. And I like that. I like that this card is very much a control card. It's designed to counter a lot of these kind of 2 CP rush decks, things like Dogalis and all that sort of stuff. Really cool card. I think this is going to be great. But yeah, let me know what you think about this card in the comments below, and suggest some other cool things you think combine with this card as well. Right, have a great day and a great rest of your week.